the department.
People living in Mercer County say they are frustrated by a proposal to build a data center. Some even started a petition to stop potential construction.
We reported yesterday that if it's approved, it would be built on more than 500 acres of farmland with around 50 homes nearby. People we talked to were worried about how it could impact both humans and animals. Well, tonight, Mercer County held a community meeting about the proposal. Residents filled every seat and they lined the walls. Their verdict was strong, unified opposition.
WKYT's Jackson Plank was at tonight's meeting, and he is talking to some of the people there, including a woman who lives across the street from that proposed development.
For Caitlin Cooper, the proposed data center is personal. Personal because whatever decision is made will have a direct impact on her and her farm.
Because a large industrial data center placed near our farm, literally right across the street, is fundamentally incompatible with the care, training, and safety of our performance horses and all of the animals.
According to Cooper, the proposed site sits on prime farmland surrounded by 50 homes and multi-generational farms. However, Corey Roberts, a consultant for the development, sees things differently. In a virtual appearance Wednesday, Roberts suggested the land could support digital infrastructure, potentially lowering residential taxes and increasing county revenue.
To be honest, I thought it was pretty unprofessional that he wasn't here himself to answer these questions. The slideshow was kind of hard to follow without him being here and him not being able to see it.
Other concerns brought up by people in the meeting included issues such as wastewater and noise.
Will the developer put in the wastewater system and pay for it?
There's complaints of pain, there's increased perceived quality of life, worsening of regular medical conditions. These have all been shown.
Cooper says that she's proud people like Dunn and Angel and the rest of her community showed up and made their voices heard despite whatever outcome they may face.
The community is speaking for themselves. They hired these elected officials to try and protect their community and do what's best for their community. And I feel like they're showing what they think is best for the community.
Reporting in Mercer County, Jackson Plank, WKYT.
Mercer County Judge Executive Sarah Steele sent us a statement saying that the county has not yet taken a position.